Well, hello and greetings, I'm Liz.
Hey, and I am Scandal.
And let's play a game together. So we are back with the Arcana, and we are running Julian's route, and we should be on episode 12?
Yeah, I think so.
We're on 12.
Yep.
If it doesn't match up in the label, we'll just trust the label. Too bad. I hurry through the garden, surrounded by birdsong. My mind buzzes with anticipation. Chapter to chapter, I never know what I'm doing. Like, within the chapters, I'm okay, but how you get from one chapter to another, I've been lost every damn time. We were in a hut with Muriel, and there was a reveal, and Julian has 2 eyes, and it's amazing, and then he had a cure for the plague, and we really think that, like, possible Lucio committed suicide trying to either, you know, get away from the plague or to cure himself and accidentally killed himself, which isn't suicide, just accidental, you know, death.
Right.
I'm just like, but he totally, like the images of him on the main screen show him with the red plague eyes. So spoilers for us if we didn't want him too bad.
Yeah, so let's not. All right.
Last night, some of Julian's missing memories returned.
But why were they gone to begin with?
And how did they return? And if everyone's missing memories come back when you go, hey, this thing that you can't think of or remember, now that you're listening to it, you can remember it? I don't know. On the night of the fire, he was locked in the dungeon, researching a cure for the plague. By the time he got to the Count's room, it was already aflame. He's innocent. He has been all along.
Unfortunately, I felt like he was too self-deprecating to be that guilty, so...
Actually, yeah, and also too mindlessly. I must have done it. I'm a horrible person.
Yeah.
Somewhere in the palace, the dungeon has his cure. It might have evidence of his innocence. I don't know.
Even have evidence.
Yeah, it might even. As if that's not more important.
Oddly have evidence.
It might
proves his
unevenly.
innocence.
It might strangely have evidence.
It might diagonally have evidence.
I like unevenly have evidence.
It might acutely.
It was. It might.
Obtuse.
If it's not acute,
Obtuse.
Like what's the other diagnosis? It's
equilateral.
Or it's no diagnosis.
I was going for geometry.
I know, and so I was trying to add one more layer, and then I couldn't think of it. I lost the word.
Severe, benign, benignly.
Fatal? I don't know. Fatal. Acute and benign. I think that's
benign.
It was too late last night to start looking, so we agreed to meet with Portia at her cottage today, because we all have a bedtime, and we all slept at Muriel's place on the cute wolf.
Muriel, my puppy.
My puppy.
See, I called it, though. I was still excited going, I called it. He's the wolf.
He is a dog.
Except apparently he's a bear?
I can't wait to see him. Did you guys sleep in different places? Where did you guys sleep anyways? Did you go back to Astra's place? Did you sleep at Portia's place? Did you sleep back in the castle? Did you just stand on the floor? Indecision? Like you had your crisis at the kitchen table and you just slept standing because you couldn't decide.
Racked, I tell you, in the fountain. Boink!
I started walking back to the castle, but I got tired on the way, so I just slept in the street. Plap. And then I woke up and kept walking.
And I kept walking, and I passed out again.
And I had a popsicle, and then I passed out. And then I woke up, and I kept walking, and then I got to the castle. And so I fired, and I missed. As soon as I come into view, Julian leans out of the doorway. I'm sorry, I was talking about me, and then I come into view for me, so I was just like, I see myself. All right. Twilight Zone! As soon as I come into view, Julian leans out of the doorway, grinning. That's adorable.
There you are!
Julian, I'm going to say this in the gentlest possible way. I've known you for several days. Take a bath and wash your clothes. I just got to say it.
My boy. You are rank.
You are unfortunate.
You are an experience for the nostrils.
Yes, your cape is no longer starched. It is just grime, and you know what?
And schlorpy.
Bath time it
Everything
is.
slowly starts.
Everything just
deflates.
It's crackly with sweat and mud and just unfortunateness. Get
back inside before someone sees you.
Idiot. Portia yanks him back into the cottage and safely out of sight of any passing guards. Yeah, Muriel's not going to testify. However, if we went to Astra and say we talked to Muriel, Astra could say he wiped Muriel's memory, and then, Julian could testify for himself. You don't actually need necessarily proof. Also, you could go, all right, who else was involved in the dungeon? Again, a good, important question, because I do not believe at all, with who I understand Lucio to be, that he would be like, I will bring you food while you're down here. I'll bring you water down here. I will help you have whatever you need. I will serve you while you're down here. It'll be great. No. Also, other people would know he was locked in the dungeon unless he'd been there for like 10 minutes.
He seems, alas, like too much of that stereotype of I am an entitled rich white boy of some particular nationality, but basically I'm an entitled rich boy. And damn it, if I'm not the biggest bitch around, then what's life worth living anyway?
We don't actually know any of this because we haven't encountered him at all, but he does seem very diva-like in the very, like, tiny, like in the Heart Hunter game where we cannot avoid him. He seems very diva. Portia yanks him back into the cottage and safely out of sight of any passing guards.
Ah, phew. Nad, it's just you. Perfect timing. Come on, quick. We've got lots of tattoo.
Because my brother, who never talks to anyone and never tells them anything and never answers any questions, told me everything that happened. And so I know what to do.
Except, wait a minute. Would she potentially have...
Oh, look at how cute.
Oh,
and there's a picture of her cat.
Oh my god, it feels like my grandma's house.
Gardening tools along the back wall. It's adorable. Portia, you're adorable.
You're very cute.
Portia's cottage is just as cozy and warm inside as it looks from the outside. We've only eaten on her doorstep. We've never actually gone in, which is funny.
Why would we never even look inside?
I know.
It's okay, there's a window there and I'm not going to look through it.
No, I'm not going to follow you in, offer to help. You're just going to sit, both Julian and I, out on the porch. Cat's going to sit on him, and then we'll just dump the cat down and walk away. It's fine.
Cat, it's fine. I teleported off into the abyss and
I am never letting it go, that poor damn cat. They just forgot to write them in. The large windows let in plenty of sunlight, though today the curtains are drawn for privacy.
Ooh.
Could let in plenty of sunlight, or they let it in despite the curtains. I don't know, it's fine.
That does seem a little contradictory, don't get me wrong.
Yep. A shovel with fresh dirt on the blade leans against the wall. It does. We can't see the blade, but I believe it. There she is!
Pepi!
As I shut the door behind me, Pepi pops up from a pile of cushions on the chair. She's not even bitter about being thrown off Julian's lap.
Well, she should, because you are my mistress's brother, and you are a jerk.
Ears swiveling this way and that. Also, though we didn't say anything, we also ignored her completely when she dug her claws into his hips, trying not to be dragged down off his legs.
I just don't notice cats when Julian's nearby.
Fine, none of us noticed her. You got some serious shoulder bone, baby.
Uh-huh.
Then she curls up again. She looks like she's sleeping, but one of her eyes is still open, watching us. Habu? Yes.
I'm a troll.
Also a trusting behavior. I will sleep and be drowsy around you.
Alright, today some of my lady's sisters are... Sisters? Oh boy. Nadia's sisters!
There
are
we go.
arriving for the masquerade, so she should be distracted.
So
how are we gonna meet them?
How does the masquerade have a scheduled timeline if we don't know where Julian is or if he's going to be captured? Or even, I've not been debriefed once about the investigation I've been set to.
I don't understand this at all.
Like, Nadia hired us to find him. I'm just going to keep digging this in. If you've listened to our series, we'll just cover the same themes again and again. Because she didn't even care when we went missing for 2.5 days. She didn't even notice. And then all she asked about is whether or not we went and got the ingredient Astra sent us for. She hasn't, again, debriefed us once, connected with us once, inquired about our progress once, nor given us information other than, here, look at this desk. We haven't really pursued anything on our own effectively at all, and yet the ball will happen when he's caught and justice is exacted, except for you're already setting up and scheduling it. What are they going to do? Stay here with you indefinitely until he's caught if he doesn't get caught for another 9 months? We just moved in with you and it's fine. We'll just put our entire life on hold until you catch the perpetrator. Or at least find out whether or not the perpetrator is the perpetrator.
I mean, honestly, it just sounds like she's very committed. Or, like, even then it's like, maybe Nadia, like, knows the truth as well, and she's simply forgotten, as far as I can tell. And sort of has this secret thing then of going in the back of her brain going, but that's not accurate. And not being aggressive about it because her brain can't let her sit on it long enough.
Right, it can't hold on. It just, this doesn't feel right.
Right.
All right.
But we have no idea because we haven't talked to her.
It's fine. We don't talk to anyone.
We've got to sneak Ilya into the palace and search until we find that dungeon.
Why do we have to bring him in? And also, you've never seen the dungeon? You know secret ways in and out of the entire castle. You've been invited to take us on a little tour in the prologue of all the places and the ways of things. How would you not know where the dungeon is? It's Lucio's private dungeon. Only he knows where it is, and he really was bringing food and water and going,
it's his private sex dungeon.
It's his, I just put him in my sex dungeon. I figured it was the best. It would good.
I just figured it was the best.
It was good enough.
Oh, God me. How exactly will I get inside? Thank you. Another illusion, nerd.
Well, you can't be Astra, so screw that. We should turn
I just keep
you
believing
into...
he's, like, shitting on his sister. Wait, you, Ned. I'm gonna call you my Ned.
We should just turn you into Pepi.
Yeah. Oh my God. That would be brilliant! Brilliant, I say!
You'll walk with us, and it'll be beautiful, and it'll be lovely, and then you can look around and no one will mind. They'll be like, Portia, isn't that your cat inside the castle?
Well, they're elevated really far off the ground.
Either that or they cast a huge damn shadow. Wow. Last time the spell wore off too fast and we almost got caught. We also had a really poorly constructed plan.
And a bad makeout session about tension and stress.
Did we say that? I thought that didn't have any quotes. That was in our mind, wasn't it?
No, that was... I thought that was us saying something. No, that was us saying something.
I didn't even see the quotes. I thought it was just us thinking.
No, I think that was us actually talking.
We were talking. All right, well, there we go.
Yes, that might make things difficult. Lucky for you, I've already got a plan.
Excellent. It's a masquerade. Put masks on everyone.
And you're hired.
All right.
Come again?
We're going to disguise you. Just standard
I
stuff.
told everyone that I brought an temp to be Ned's assistant for the day. So for today, you're Ian. Ian? That's almost as bad as Jules, Pasha. Everyone's a critic.
She's adorable. Portia pushes a bundle of clothes into Julian's arms.
Here's a servant uniform I borrowed from the laundress.
We totally have plenty of people as tall and as long-legged as you, so we just use them.
La 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 la. We had to extend the hem. I've been thinking about this for a while.
It's okay,
I was scheming for days.
I just kept hoping you'd get a normal job, and so I'd had them do your measurements.
In your sleep. I need to return this later, so make sure you get it back to me undamaged and clean, okay? That's not foreboding or anything.
On the other hand, he doesn't have to get it back to you undamaged and clean. If you hired a temp servant for the day, the temp servant would be issued a uniform for the day, and you guys would take care of the uniform for the day, because it's a formal and not shady job that you actually got cleared. Unless you hired a servant for the day and then stole a uniform that would have been sanctioned for that job for no reason.
It's fine. It's fine. If anything's missing, you can probably find a spare in my closet.
Yeah, like if you need a hair wrap like mine.
Uh-huh. Oh, almost forgot the finishing touch.
Ah!
Oh, God.
I didn't notice the wigs on the table. She scoops up 3 wigs from the table and adds them to the bundle of clothes. Stack them all together. Everyone will be so busy looking at your hair they never notice anything else. That's it. Wear all 3.
This sounds ridiculous. Pick whichever wig you want. Just make sure it covers the right side of your face, okay? Now.
Make sure it covers your whole face. How my friends see me. How
I see my friends. I love that meme.
A piercing squawk from outside cuts through the conversation.
It's a horrible bird again. I swear, he's messing up my garden. Oh.
Portia shoots Julian behind a wooden shoots him. I thought she shot him with glass or something. She just puts him out of his misery.
And suddenly there are guns in the Arcana.
She shoots him with a trank gun and goes, you know what, we don't need to disguise him, it's fine. We'll just go look ourselves. If he's hidden under my kitchen table, no one will find him there.
Oh my God.
I'll just shove him under my bed, it's fine.
The violence is real. Anyway, keep going.
Julian behind a wooden divider screen to change. I'll be right back. Behave. I know, I'm sorry, it was just funny. You're fine.
I'll be right back. Behave, you two.
So she's also winking, like, it's fine, be dorks. And here comes a premium option. Do we get to make out with your brother while your sister's in the other room?
Here, let me dress you.
Scowling thunderously, Portia grabs the shovel leaning against the wall and rushes outside.
What is that? It's a cockatoo. What does a damn cockatoo do?
Why does she hate you so much, Bird?
Like seriously.
What did you do to her?
No kidding.
I don't. It's fine. Cloth rustles behind the divider as Julian starts to get dressed. Undressed? First, maybe? I was thinking he just puts it on over his clothes. It's fine.
That's right.
He just squeezes it over the rest of his clothes. She's like,
what do you think? Is it a good look for me?
I think, honestly, the bagginess and the sort of frumpy-looking bulkiness, no one would ever guess it was you. You're too clean-cut normally. Perfect. Well done.
Brilliant. I love it.
I sink into a comfortable armchair and wait. Moving more wigs out of the way that I hadn't noticed.
So, a big day today, isn't it? Brand new clothes, lots of places to search, answers to find.
Your memory came back. I don't have to see him to know that he's nervous, but he sounds excited too. Yeah, because he talks a lot when he's nervous and has done it in every situation, and it's nice that that's consistent about his character. I enjoy that. Much.
We'll finally get some answers, maybe even some proof with a
Are you okay, dear? He clears his throat. Well done.
I seem to be having some trouble. Think you could have given me a hand, nerd?
Sure.
I got already.
His voice lilts flirtatiously. He's like, these are fitted clothes. I need a dresser. Help.
Oh, no, he's just flirting. Hang on. No, he really just
I'm sure that if I could see him.
Could I get some help? Because I'm really nervous now, and now's the time for me to get a little horny on main.
Also, if I go into that castle, I have a much higher chance of dying. So again, our confirmation of anxiety makes him want to cope with sex and also redirect with flirting.
Yeah, sounds accurate.
Yep.
Which again, consistent character, still kind of aggravating,
nice, but also
because
like,
it's also like it's so destructive.
And also
we always have bad timing.
Dude, do you ever flirt when you're not panicking? Are you ever okay? Like, are you ever actually interested instead of just panicking?
I mean, there's been a couple times where he's like, "No, I really like you," and it feels.
That's
like,
not necessarily flirting though. That's just being like kind and friendly and just companionable.
That's true. That's the other thing too is not mixing up basically like friendly behavior and establishing, again, where we talked earlier about establishing boundaries and your language basically is actually very helpful to continue to have a very good and balanced relationship.
I'm sure that if I could see him, he'd be winking. Let me help. Not in front of Pepi. Those are the choices. So again, it seems like the premium choices don't do anything. They don't add anything to the game, and the game assumes you've done them anyway, based on the last episode, where it's like, you stoked the fire because the premium option offered it. And so I'm like, do the premium options happen off screen if you don't choose them?
We're assuming that's what happened, but because that line was in there, and that was so wildly out of left field for me, I went, it sounds like it really is contained in that scene. I could be dead wrong, but I think
that could have just been one little weird mistake of basically going, we assume that you always have chosen the premium options. And that's weird, because then you can have, like, then why choose them at all if, one, the choices don't matter, and two, it assumes anyway that you have. Do you want to do something silly and try to help him get dressed?
Sure, why not? We could use for some ridiculousness.
All right. And sexy music turns on.
Oh no.
Because he doesn't understand clothes?
I don't know.
And he didn't take it's because he didn't take his gloves off. He's trying to get dressed like this.
Hey, nice call out.
He's really very nervous. Poor baby.
I'm sorry, what are you talking about? It's completely starched to hell. Why do you think I'd do that?
Yeah, no, it's you just starch it to hell because you can't handle flopping fabric, can you?
Exactly!
And
why else do you think I do that?
That's why you keep your arms crossed all the time. You can't figure out your shirt.
He's like, I can't get this off.
I don't know. Yeah, so that's it. So his outfit really is one piece with the cloak on top, like all of it. You just pop it off and the cloak's attached to the back and you fling it all off. Like it's one damn piece with 3 layers.
Oh my god.
That explains his clothes.
You are such an anime character.
These are like Velcro shoes, you know, the similar like
which is again like Velcro shoes are really great if you need like aids for like
they're beautiful adaptive shoes. They're also really great convenient shoes, but they do preclude having to or needing to tie laces, so they're great convenient shoes too. So his clothes not only account for him being nervous and uncomfortable, they're also very convenient. It's a lot of snaps, though. So you don't think anyone's going to recognize your face? We should do your damn makeup. People look completely different with makeup on. Like, that's it. Also
the thing is that he cannot be attractive.
So
we were watching actually some interesting things, and I already knew a lot of it already, but they were talking specifically about the nature of disguise and the way you actually want to disguise yourself from at least based off of individuals who've had experience with the CIA.
And have done it successfully. They're not making you look more attractive. They're making you look different and usually less memorable. If you are very attractive, they want to simplify your look a little so you're more forgettable.
Yep, you blend in more.
Yep, and the thing is he is very distinctive. A lot of the characters in here, everyone in here is pretty damn distinctive. So
you have a sprite, you're distinctive.
So what we need to do is make up him so hard that he no longer has a sprite, and then we're fine. And then he'll just be the pumpkin bread seller.
Success!
Yep, whee!
Yeah, goodbye, Julian. We'll never see you again.
Exactly, and then we can take it off, and your sprite will come back.
And then
it'd be great. Okay, but you're gonna have to take off your eye patch too, dude. That's way too telling.
Pretty much.
Like, damn.
You really gotta probably take it off.
You really are stuck. So
because he probably tangled it so far it was like.
Does he have underclothes on underneath?
I hope so.
Do they have underpants in this
Actually,
world?
that's a good question. Do you have underclothes? Actually, shockingly, though, what a lot of people don't understand is a lot of cultures do and did, even historical ones. The weird idea of being like everybody could just, pull up skirts and do whatever they wanted is actually very not common.
They didn't have tiny little panties like we have now and boxer briefs. They had like breeches and bloomers and long johns and things like that. But they did have undergarments.
Yeah, totally.
Wait, why can't we understand it either?
You're kidding.
We've
seen the uniform around all the time.
Kidding. It's Portia's outfit. It just matches hers, so we're just having a hard time with the poet's blouse and corset.
Are we trying to make a joke at the expense of having a mildly unisex uniform, actually? Like,
I don't know.
I could be assuming here, but that seems a little tasteless then?
I don't know. I mean, I don't know what the staff uniform looks like because we've never seen any staff except Portia. So if they all dress like her, it could look great on him. Who knows?
They all look like... That would be great. You're just like, how do we pick out
Here
Portia
we go.
from everyone else? And
I just forgot how to pronounce things. It's fine.
I'm so used to calling you something else. It's fine. I'm also
fine.
like, hang on. So did she call him Julian around other people because saying Ilyana was really hard to say?
Or because they were trying to hide some.
Right?
Ilya?
Ilya?
I don't know
that's
what the
the
full
nickname,
name was,
but I can't remember.
I was going to say, the thing is I don't know why they hid their names at all. Whether they're from a place that you're not supposed to know they're from, whether it was just like he was hired under the name Ilya and so they're calling him Julian now. I don't know. Like, I assume that's something we'll get told at some point. I hope so.
I do too.
A dildo falls on his head. I'll just put that back. It's fine. It's fine.
I like to... Damn, Portia, was that mine?
Whoops. I didn't know you were holding on to my old stuff. Yeah,
She's got...
Followed by a peg mask and a bunch of props and vials and jars and every other MacGuffin you might want.
Hang on. This now might be getting a little ridiculous. Portia, are you full of it?
He's buried up to his ankles in useless but questable items.
You know, and the yo-yo man.
Yeah. Okay, so do we know what her uniforms look like or not? And are you running around in your underwear? I'm kind of charmed, standing in front of the wardrobe in his underwear. Sometimes he's very charming. That is not you.
Shit. I'm being indulged in my own lines. I'm having a blast.
Will you be sure to tell her? I suppose.
I'll be sure.
Or she will beat me over the head and I'm still hurting from that fight down in the bar.
I should be a little concussed.
I also should have blood caking my freaking hair and you still need a bath! You can wipe your face with a cloth, that's fine, but blood in your hair is not going to come off just by wiping.
No kidding. Wait, it repeated itself.
Maybe? I don't know.
Wait, because we already had it was on the hanger and you untangled it. And then...
So did we untangle the one that we had for him while he's holding up the one on the hanger? So we're going, does this one look like the one on the hanger now?
Did we pick up a uniform from the closet? Because I don't remember that at all.
The one he's trying to get dressed in
right.
is the one we're comparing to the one on the hanger that he pulled out of the closet.
That's what I said. Did he pull one out of the closet?
Yes, because that's how he saw the cat hair on it.
Oh, shoot, right. Okay, sorry.
He just got lost.
I really did, because I went, wait, what? That was such a repeat of lines that completely threw me.
It's okay. It did go in a circle a little bit, but we also ran off to be silly.
It's fine.
You think so? You just want me to try and reach your face again because I'm short.
And because I can't reach your face.
And so yes, Julian, I will help you put your shirt on. Down on your knees so I can reach.
Do it.
You see how you feel about that, huh?
He freaks out the second you fight back. I love it.
He just put on the uniform. He's like, actually, I know how to get dressed. Poof, it's done. What? Poof.
I'm not going to get tangled up with anything except my own emotional deprecation, but here we go.
I got it. Perfect. Here we are.
Here we go. He's finally actually having an experience of going like, just flirting actually is kind of weird and foreign to him.
He doesn't seem like he's panicking right now, so he's not diving into basically sex.
Now he's freaking out.
I was going to say, but he seemed like he was actually just genuinely flirting there. It was kind of friendly. It was sort of nice. As I buttoned down towards his waist.
It's fine.
Well, since you don't think you're guilty, that's great. You shouldn't need to hide anymore. The justice systems can be complicated, but you shouldn't need to hide anymore.
At least for me, I'm going like that revelation, though, for him, like that, like I was saying, like, even with the amount of stress of him immediately kind of going slightly sexual, is that it has actually dampened quite a lot since that release, basically, of tension.
Yeah, no, he seems like he's feeling a lot better. It's really cool.
And it's neat. That's why I'm like, again, for me, the way that I'm reading this really is, or did read it, and it still seems to be a thing for me, going, he was just basically freaking out and going, I'm coping, I'm running away, and yeah.
No, he seems like he'd be a lot softer if he wasn't panicking. He really does. The way he blushes and panics suggests more like actually him, and the other feels like a front. Like the direct, aggressive horniness feels like a defensive front.
I think as one time, as I put it to you, it's called Baby's First OC.
Oh, God.
Because I don't know if you guys actually have ever had any exposure with it, but when I was growing up, it was very common actually for a lot of people that I ever knew to have basically very highly sexually aggressive, angry, or just very highly aggressive, like sexually aggressive, male-specific characters, male-coded, male-bodied characters. That was
especially when they were young.
Especially when you're young.
It's the embarrassing OC that you kind of look at later and go, maybe I should redesign them a little bit. Huh? You know what we call that? Growth.
And David Tennant.
You look strappy. Now can we see you in the uniform?
That would be great.
Yeah, also he's probably got measurements like wildly uncommon, so I'm glad it fits him.
Like,
who else wore this? Where are they?
Wait, what? Is that potentially actually
a clue?
Yeah, going like, if it's that close, there's something going on. And the fact that she used to be a servant as well, did he, when he initially showed up, actually didn't have that uniform? He actually had the other servant uniform being a doctor?
Like he wasn't actually a plague doctor.
And she doesn't remember.
And he doesn't remember either. Like it may totally be he started as a servant and then he started learning how to doctor.
Yeah, that would be really interesting.
That would be fascinating.
Uh-huh.
That's cute.
That is very
Wait,
cute.
the servants have cravats? That's adorable.
That's very cute.
I want to see Portia with a cravat.
That would be really... That's why I'm like, but
Super
Portia's
cute.
Supposed to have one of the uniforms on, but she doesn't. Is it because she's like the head staff? Like,
she might be, because she
organizer?
might not be like a standard uniform staff, because she does seem to be head above everybody.
Uh-huh.
Like, we don't know her position, actually. What's your favorite position? CEO? Oh, sorry.
Yes. He's like,
seeming like he actually just feels a little bit happy.
He's like, I'm a little overwhelmed. Like, ooh.
That's so encouraging.
Uh-huh.
Oh my God, that's super cute.
How charming!
Okay, so you might say it fits perfectly, but those gloves do not actually fit unless you really have the intention of showing part of the arm, which is sort of silly.
Well, and it also depends on your culture, too. Some people had it, and some people... So one of the reasons, like, butlers weren't going to show their hands, not only, like, was it because they were trying to take care of their hands, but because it was considered to be very clean and crisp and white. And they were specifically white, because white was hard to take care of.
And you could show how clean you were by the white, just like the white chef's apron.
Yep.
And you need to keep it clean.
Yep.
All right. So, but I mean, I'm
but
just
also, like, not exposing skin also was kind of a part of that, of being like, I am professional.
Which is
I am,
why,
you know, contained.
To me, either the gloves feel like they should go all the way up, or the sleeves should come down a little bit more.
Right.
That's what it feels like, strongly. It's cute, but it looks like it doesn't fit on the arms.
Right. Oh, you skipped my line. Thank you.
Shoot, sorry. Well, first of all, let's pin down your hair or put something on it, because the first thing you need to do when putting on a wig is get your hair out of the way.
Also,
whether we're
look,
going to soak it
like,
and pin it back or whatever it is.
I forgot to mention this, but I'm having a blast because he pulled his arms down.
He did. He stopped crossing his arms. He's actually standing like, you know, your standard wait staff kind of butler thing, like a parade stand or what have you.
But also, like, it's like, I know it's...
He stopped being defensive. Yes.
We're having a slow breakdown, basically, of defensiveness. Now, I'm afraid it's going to go right back once he turns back into himself.
But directorially, this can be like exposition through posture. And a lot of movies actually will do this, where they show a character being more and more open slowly through their stage business or through their posture and mannerisms. And this actually could be an indication of that, which is kind of cool.
And sometimes even with clothes, actually. So it's a really scary example, but one of our, like, at least one of my funniest examples of it is, so if you ever watch the 50 Shades of Grey movie, not saying that I have, but they talk about it as a really good example of basically when Anastasia Steele first meets Grey, he's actually got a very much enclosed breastplate. They talk about the style of the clothing that he wears, and then how when they go on a date, it actually starts opening up, like the actual like front of the lapels of the jacket start opening, and then basically towards near the end, the whole thing basically opens up and he becomes more of a person. He becomes more accessible.
This is only in the first movie, and again, we haven't seen it, but when you go and watch what the directors did in wardrobe, they did some really thoughtful stuff with his outfit. Where he was
special feature stuff.
Yeah, special features of where he was super guarded, and then he slowly opens up. They did something similar in the Hunger Games with Peeta, where they started him out and they slowly dressed him more and more to basically appeal to Katniss. As he learned things about her, he started wearing clothes more to appeal to her, to look more open, to wear her favorite colors. And so they did. So wardrobe can be a really big thing, along with posture. That is narrative storytelling that you will have an emotional experience to, and you will pick up the visual cues even if you don't know them explicitly. As at the same way, in a lot of times where if you don't trust a character, you feel uncomfortable with them, or they suddenly just something feels off and your suspension of disbelief gets lost, but you don't know why.
Right.
It can be because of a dissonance in posture or in wardrobe or in framing of a scene. And so
it's called a trope.
the first movie in 50 Shades of Grey was a lot more thoughtful and better funded than the other ones. Also had different directors / producers. And again, we haven't seen it, but we've watched a lot of special features, and they do handle those things in there. And a lot of that was actually praised by some of the critics, going, you elevated this movie above the book by making some of these thoughtful choices.
Right.
Again, let me get your hair back and tucked down and tied down, and then
also
we'll
find something
there.
that's super understated, like damn.
I mean, black would look great on him, but I feel
we're
like
trying to make him blend in.
I was just say both of the other ones are long. I don't know how crisp the other servants look, but everybody else seems to have really extra hair. I tend to go maybe with the brown wig, because the blonde wig is going to look really contrasting with his eyebrows, like wildly.
Well, he has black eyebrows.
He does. So either the brown or the black is the only one that's really going to work without looking like a serious dye job, the way they bleach characters' hairs in movies and things, but they leave their eyebrows, eyelashes.
Yeah.
You're going to have the Cranwell problem. You're going to have like the White Queen problem, that kind of thing.
But some people also go that it's not actually a problem. It's the fact of going, we tried dyeing this character, like these people's eyebrows or whatever, and they went, it looks terrible because you lose so much of the face. Because shockingly, having actually really light eyebrows on a person's face tends to basically pull away a lot of the emphasis around the eyes, and you only do that with bad characters, or basically evil characters.
Contrast creates depth and also is a signaler of beauty. However, it is very natural for people to have more closely matching eyebrows and hair, even if it isn't as pretty.
Yeah, exactly.
So I would tend to go brown or black. What do you like? The black one's short. It would have a harder time covering his hair.
Okay.
So I would tend to
go with the
brown
wig. Yep.
Also, though, we should see what they look like on him.
No kidding.
We're going to need to tie your hair back and take your eye patch off, dear. Outside, there's another shrill shriek, followed by the sound of wing beats. She got them!
And don't come back, you horrible bird!
This is so cute. Hastily, I go back around the divider, leaving Julian to put the finishing touches on his disguise. Don't see me flirting with and being friendly with your brother. I mean, you were just kind of being cute together. It should be fine.
Kidding.
Portia bustles in, putting her shovel back by the door and dusting herself off.
Oh, I hope I wasn't interrupting anything.
No, you're fine. But you do understand at this point that we're supposed to be super into each other, and that's fine.
Please don't tell me if I was.
Yes!
She's like, I know my brother is a little destructive and stupid. It's fine.
It's fine. Also, I'm just like, do you have a uniform? Or is it just work clothes?
How's the fit, Ilya? Don't leave us hanging.
Oh, God! We need to redo your makeup.
We totally need to redo the entire wig. It's a disaster.
Like, the wig needs styled, but also, like, again, if he didn't strap down his hair under it, it can totally get out. And also, the wig itself needs styled. Styling wigs is very important.
Voila! What do you think?
I feel like you're hilarious. I feel like also, again, we should do your makeup so you're less distinctive. He strikes a dramatic pose, and the hair just flops everywhere.
So I'm going to throw this out here. I will say, at least for me, in this one chapter, and also basically with the break from the previous one, like, he has become far more interesting to me. Of going
Suddenly.
of like going, so the tension, so I know we've talked about it every once in a while, going like the sexuality and like where he seems to basically want interest, and I know some people have said that basically what he is he's the horniest character in the Arcana, which I think is kind of strange.
It is strange. We've heard that. Even as we've tried to avoid spoilers and things, a lot of people have been like, but he's just super horny, or his route's just super direct. And again, what both of us have come up with is that he seems to use sex defensively, or to put people off or change the subject, or as a coping mechanism when he's super stressed out. It doesn't seem like he is super horny. It seems like that's basically his go-to for serotonin and also for detachment. And so
going to either feel something or actually even to make yourself go numb.
He actually seems a bit more comfortable here, which seems way more genuine. And given the tone of things, the lightness, the visual coding, the music, it suggests that this is more of who he is when he's not panicking.
And that's the thing that made me actually really more uncomfortable with all the previous chapters, is that he really, he came across very much to be like something very anxiety-inducing. And I'm like, that's very stressful for me. I don't like anxiety. I tend to be kind of an anxious person myself, so that's very...
So somebody that's a little calmer is a good thing. Say, but it really did just feel like, I don't want to let you destroy yourself on me, and I don't want you to dive and hide from your problems on me either.
Right?
I don't want to enable you. I want to make you think about what choices you're doing. And sure, sex can be a really great way to forget about your problems for a few minutes, but it doesn't necessarily help you with those problems at all. And that doesn't mean you're going to form any kind of a healthy bond or connection during that time.
There's actually the thing of, so it's called trauma bonding. You've talked to me about it before, and we've actually had discussions about it, where it's the thing is actually those circumstances on which those relationships are formed, they tend to fall apart rather quickly outside of those circumstances, which is why I joked in the last episode of going, God, can you imagine him keeping that up and then going, and now I'm in a regular old relationship, like if you ever ended up long-term trying to date him or got married to him, for goodness sakes, you know, or something like that, and then going, but there's no stress, there's no tension, what do I do with my life?
I feel like I can't function because I'm not familiar with being calm, and it's so unfamiliar that I create artificial stress because I don't feel like I'm making progress anymore. I don't know what my life's about anymore. I've lost my identity.
Right?
All right. Portia and I exchanged wide-eyed looks and burst into laughter.
We would. That can't be that bad.
I mean...
It is.
It's pretty bad.
You sort of look like a combination of, like, several Beatles characters.
You look like you just crawled out of the dungeon you're trying to get back into. It's fine.
It's fine. You just fit. Can it?
I mean, it's not your hair. You shouldn't feel bad about it.
No, it's perfect. Nobody will suspect a thing.
Yeah, but you'll look super unprofessional if we don't help you with that hair.
No
so
kidding.
Tell me we've got to help you with that hair.
Please.
Still snickering, she beckons us to join her at the table.
All right, gather around. This is a map of the palace. Wait, we're gonna go with it anyway?
We're not gonna help with his hair. I wanted her to get behind him and fix his hair. Like, that was what I wanted.
No, I wanted to fix his hair.
The map is hand-drawn with notes and symbols scrawled on it. Okay, so...
What?
We're gonna stare at the map, and you really don't know where a dungeon might even be?
You've been wandering around this palace for years.
Do you guys not even have an official dungeon? Are you going, dungeon? What are you talking about? And then you're gonna have to find it? Like, is it a secret dungeon? It is the sex dungeon, isn't it?
It kind of sounds like it is.
Besides the normal hallways and rooms, it includes a number of secret passageways and hidden doors. The servants must use these to get around the palace faster.
I've never seen a dungeon or anything like that, so it must be hidden somewhere.
Excellent, well done.
The palace is full of secrets, like hidden doors and magic portals. I'm sure there's more I haven't found yet.
And nobody seems to know about them or, school anyone on them, except for the gossip amongst the staff, except for also the staff don't seem to talk, except for also there were no witnesses to anything, or if there were, they all had their memories wiped. What's going on?
So, we'll search one wing at a time. Stick together, but if we get separated, come straight back here. Ready? Let's go.
We're really gonna leave your hair like that?
You're kidding.
That looks so unprofessional. I mean, like, you hired essentially a ragamuffin and dressed him sharply. Why would you do that?
What we did is we hired Cousin It.
Kind of. Why would you leave your brother like that?
I don't know.
I mean, you could do a beautiful, like, ponytailing it back and leaving it swooped around one side. Additionally, though, like, redo his damn face. Like, it's not hard to do makeup,
like,
even when you
please.
don't... Like, you clearly have it in this game. Lots of people are wearing makeup. That is one of the better ways to disguise yourself. Change your palette.
Make yourself, dumb yourself down.
Why do we think no one would recognize him? 1, if he's talking. 2, the way he moves. 3, his actual posture and standing. And 4, his face.
It's fine. We're back to this thing.
Unless somehow she's connected to the fact that people don't remember things and they think maybe that she thinks they won't remember him.
Maybe.
We search the castle together, searching rooms and hallways as we go, avoiding everyone there is because it's generally empty anyway, it's fine. We pass a dozen guest rooms, art galleries, storerooms, and more, all unlocked by Portia's keys.
We've passed?
Except for all of them.
That sounds like the incorrect usage of...
Or we're talking about we already did it. Like, and we're about to go what we're doing now.
Okay.
Anyway, I say we go past my own room. Every room in this place is locked unless it's an immediate use. You best not forget you need to go back somewhere after Portia leaves you there.
Because you're screwed.
You cannot get in or out on your own ever at all. Also, the one time we left the library at the beginning of this route, how the hell did we get out? You always get locked in.
No
Which
kidding.
is why I'm like, there's another route out of the library. There has to be, because we were locked in.
It'd be ridiculous.
But we still haven't found a way to the dungeon. Portia stops in front of an elegantly carved door with a prominent lock.
We do have a key. It's a key, though, to the dungeon, so we know it exists, so...
Right? Is it like the library door? Did the Duchess carve it herself? Countess?
Hang on, this'll take a bit. The lock always sticks.
While Portia struggles with the door, Julian leans against the wall.
Well,
we did just leave him like that.
That's
Why?
very ridiculous. Why? Well, I suppose, the dungeon entrance out in the foyer would have been too easy.
Suddenly, the panel he's leaning against swings open and he falls through into a secret passage. His white clothes getting ruined and all the dust on the floor.
Uh-huh.
The panel closes with a decisive click. Oh, God, and we're separated.
That one was it on my map?
Portia knocks on the panel, trying to figure out how to make it open, but it remains stubbornly closed.
Well, I did say go back to the cottage if we got separated. I just didn't think it'd be so soon.
We pass other palace staff in the hallways, but there's no sign of Julian among them. Yeah, but we don't know he can get out of there. We also could just kick the thing down.
Hi.
Huh? As we walk by, Portia calls out to a tall, slender servant dusting the baseboards.
Florette, have you seen that new face anywhere? He's the temp that I brought in today. Answers to Ian.
Haven't seen him, sorry. Want me to go look?
No, that's fine. If you do spot him, just let me know to meet up. Let him know to meet up with me, okay? I bet he got lost in the pantry or something.
I feel more worried with every room we pass. Yeah, appropriately.
Yeah, reasonable.
Could he have run afoul of a guard, or even the Countess? His disguise is good enough to fool a casual observer, but it wouldn't. But would it hold up under close scrutiny? Of course not.
Wait, was that him?
That's definitely Julian's voice coming from the salon. Oh dear. When we enter, my heart stutters in my chest.
Beat them back with my sparkling wit and dazzling feats of pugilism.
He might disguise his voice, who knows?
Sorry, like I tried to... And yelping and howling, they dropped their stolen salts, and staggered away. Sorry, like I can't...
Julian is telling a story to a small audience. An orange-haired stranger in colorful robes, perched in an armchair.
Is this one of Nadia's sisters?
Maybe. They look fabulous. Also, though, that looks like bust for days. I feel like you need back support. Or something.
Dang. I'm not saying that's not impossible. That does happen, but whoa.
I didn't even suggest it was impossible.
You know what's killing me?
Just support. What?
She is oddly, way more, realistically drawn, facially wise, compared to...
a lot of the others. I like her freckles.
Yeah, she's very cute.
Mm-hmm.
Hello, adorable. Hi.
She's still got that sharp nose, so clearly related to Nadia.
Yeah.
An orange, colorful rose, perched in an armchair. Oh, no. A green-haired stranger, listening attentively. You guys are adorable.
You're all very cute.
Look at those clothes.
The soft, cute squishies. I love them all.
Mm-hmm. Oh, yes. You look like you could kick ass.
Hang on.
And a tall, stern-looking blonde standing at the door who looks thoroughly unimpressed.
Hang on.
What have you got?
Keep going.
All right.
Is there
I love
more?
that braid. As I enter, the blonde turns to look at me. Piercing golden eyes pin me to the spot. Oh no, it's golden eyes, golden themed everything, actually.
Very goldy. But I'm going, do they have some sort of
theme of colors?
Yeah,
they really do. Do you have 6 sisters? Are you guys a freaking rainbow together? Or do you have a couple of brothers with beautiful hair as well? You look like freaking goddesses.
Or a couple of non-binaries, or whatever it is,
siblings. Do you have 6 siblings with hair colors that make you as Violet?
R-O-Y-G-B-I-V, so 7.
So there's only
Roy G. Biv.
Oh, are there 8 colors in a rainbow?
R-O-Y-G-B-I-V. 7.
That's 7, so she has to have 6 siblings, not 7 siblings.
Including herself. I'm sorry.
She can't have 7 siblings and have a rainbow.
Sorry, I forgot.
It's fine. It's fine, rainbow.
Oh, God.
Who are you?
Nerd. That is,
He clears his throat, bowing deeply and sweeping his arm out in a grand gesture towards me and Portia.
Announcing Nerd, the magician trust by Countess Nadia herself. Adds Portia, the Countess's handmaiden. Oh, she's her handmaiden. Oh, wise and fantabulous magician! It's my pleasure to introduce you to Princesses Nazmira, Nahara, and Navara.
They had a naming convention going
They're all the ends. Oh my God, I feel like either I would love your family or I'd hate the crap out of you. But people are like, it's Trish
these.
And Tess and this.
So So we've got Tammy and Trent and Terry
Didn't
and
we
Tyler.
know somebody at work who did that? Like their family
Yes.
was all like ones.
So when I was younger, one of our roommates at the house, she was named Nikki, and she eventually married a man named Nick, and then they had a baby and named them Nicholas, and then they had a second baby and named them Nicola, so they were all four of them Nick. Nick.
Nick.
Yep.
Knickknacks.
All right.
We've heard so much about you, Ned. It's such a pleasure to meet you.
Nahara inclines her head politely and returns to her post by the door. I am gonna be observant of all things, and if any of you step a toe out of line and embarrass anybody, I will beat your ass.
I am a military butch.
Oh, how wonderful. You have such radiant energy. If Portia is startled by any of this, she doesn't show it. Her smile is as bright and welcoming as ever.
Is there anything I can get to? Maybe some refreshments?
No, thank you, says Nara. Ian told us how you came to the palace, nerd. What a riveting story it was.
I hope that you find that murderer soon. It must weigh so heavily on Didi's mind.
How did he know that we'd been hired to find the murderer? Did we ever tell him? Did we ever talk about the fact that we'd been hired by Nadia to find him the murderer? When did that happen?
Maybe he just found out and he's
he just rolled with it.
Which is a good effort, like a good thing on his part, but I'm like, damn, why didn't we just...
And he just found out, and then he's expositing to them that I'm here trying to find a murderer? Like, whoa.
I hope that you find... I'm like, that's why wouldn't...
Didi, could she mean? Julian shifts his weight uncomfortably, avoiding he did just find out, didn't he? It is going to be a plot. Nadia bears a heavy responsibility.
We're all so proud of her. I can't wait for the rest of our sisters to arrive.
They are a freaking rainbow.
They're all adorable.
They look like goddesses, like freaking wow. They should be here just in time for the masquerade. Perhaps wants to have time to redecorate. Because, you know, Nadia's tastes are terrible.
That sounds accurate.
Portia mentioned that some of Nadia's sisters were arriving today. Now that I'm looking for it, I can see the resemblance.
And it's not just the art. Sorry.
Nope, it's not just the art.
Oh, but Ian, please do tell us another story. It's very kind of you to entertain us while we wait for Didi.
How long has he been here? Since we were separated?
Of course. Perhaps the most estimable nerd would like to sit with us for a while.
We should go.
The thing is that you can't drag him away.
I know. The problem is if he's supposed to be helping Portia, is Portia supposed to be in this room helping to entertain them? Or is she supposed, what's her job today? I don't have enough context to know what we should be doing. I'm kind of like, we could play along and support him, which would be fine, but we should be doing other things. However, I'm not in charge of anything.
And also, if Portia becomes really busy, there's nothing we can do. We can't really run around the castle without her.
She actually would probably have more knowledge of this situation than we, so we should probably play along and see what she does.
Yeah, sure.
That seems reasonable to me, because if we say we should go, it's sort of like panicking and lighting the lamp like we did before. Go, at least this isn't a timed choice.
Right.
All right, so we'll just play along, because Portia, I believe, solidly would stop it if it was a problem.
Right.
Why not?
We'd be delighted to have you join us. Come, sit down.
Nasmira draws me down to sit next to her on the couch.
Wonderful. I actually like to hear about the time I scaled the Moonglow Mountains.
Is that where the frogs come from?
Maybe.
Also going, as a servant, do you have a backstory for yourself?
Oh God, and if we all can't confirm it, you're screwed.
You also get super nervous, like super expressive when you're nervous, so I don't know. I'm a little uncomfortable.
Or how about the month I spent modeling for the Aranci?
Good job. I've only heard rumors of Aranci sculptures. You must tell me more. Portia clears her throat sharply. Oh good, she's gonna handle it.
I just hate to interrupt, but I'm afraid, Ian, Nerd, and I actually have to go.
This is appropriate because her station dictates this is way better than us, so I think that was the right choice. I think that was a good choice.
We've got a big day today. Lots of things to do.
Terribly sorry. Bye.
But Yes, that's right. There's an investigation to conduct. A murderer to catch.
The servants are now catching the murderer, or did he just flub
No,
really
but he's
badly?
supposed to be our assistant. So he's like, oh, I forgot my position, basically.
He's helping me and not helping them.
I think he was also having fun just sort of showing off. Though I wonder, like, in that case of going, like, I wonder, like, that would be indulging him too much?
He does seem very theatrical all on his own. Like, just his normal persona, but also, like, he seemed to really be excited about the stage, too. So, like, he might just really like performing, but he also likes really getting away from and out of himself. Performing is a great way to get out of yourself.
Especially when you're stressed out so much.
And you don't want to be who you are. And even if he's getting more comfortable, it can also give you that attachment to performance that can be very comforting and enjoyable. All right, he coughs, shifting uncomfortably under Portia's disapproving gaze.
Oh, of course. Thank you so much for entertaining us, Ian. Please, don't let us keep you from your responsibilities.
Excellent. Good luck. Just good luck. Portia hustles us out of the salon. The moment the door closes, she rounds on us.
Ilyushka, what were you thinking? You could have been caught.
She keeps her voice hushed, but her frustration is clear. Reasonably. A melodic voice echoes down the hallway, and Portia cuts herself off. It's Nadia. She must be just around the corner. My eyes dart to Julian's face. His disguise is pretty good, not necessarily, but I'm not willing to gamble on it. None of us should be. If anyone could see through him, it would be Nadia. Seems appropriate, except for she didn't seem to know much about him being in the castle, or what he was doing, or where he spent his time, or that he was in the dungeon, so maybe they didn't spend much time together? Who knows?
Quick, find a way out. I'll distract my lady.
Excellent. Wait, meaning we're going to run to the cottage, because that's where we're supposed to meet up.
Right?
Except for we're probably not going to do that. With a harried backwards glance, Portia scurries down the hall and around the corner. The other direction leads to a dead end. I cast out with my magic, hoping for a miracle.
What is it?
I feel something. A tug in the back of my mind. I whirl around. A few steps away is a decorative arch, with a stone wall right behind it. You're really in a place where there's only two directions, and you're in a dead end. That's rough.
Yeah, that sucks.
Like, there's no doors or anything. And also, are you on the bottom floor of the castle? If there's any door at all, instead of just a dead-end hallway, you could go through a window to get out.
Didn't most castles actually have very continuous circles? Like, you would
A lot of them did. They didn't usually have ending hallways, and if they did, it was for bedchambers and such like that. And so those would have windows because they're not cells.
And that's why I'm like, where are we then? Like again, that's making an assumption on my part, but I'm like, that seems a little strange. But anyway, I'm not a master of architecture or anything, but that just seems weird design-wise.
Don't know who's in those rooms. I whirl around. Oh, decorative arch. There we go. But it's not just an arch. I can feel magic, so subtle I almost missed it, swirling over the wall. One of the portals Portia mentioned. I'm not sure where it'll lead, but we're out of time. I grab Julian's wrist, yoink, and pull him with me right into the wall. Pep! We just go we just go to platform 9 3/4 right away.
I'm a wizard. Wait, are you quite sure about this?
Whoop! We go through. We tumble out of the portal and land in a tangled heap. His poor wig. Julian sits up slowly, groaning. I look around, but his wig is nowhere to be seen. Did we travel in time?
Oh dear.
It must have fallen off when we went through the portal and left it on the floor as evidence? Oh, that's bad. That makes me very uncomfortable. In the archway, there's now just Ian's hair sitting on the floor. It's fine.
Oh dear.
Julian, the wig. He pats his head and frowns. Then with a sigh, he fishes in his pocket for his eye patch. So he did have it off, thank goodness.
Well, it can't be helped.
All right, let's try and find a window.
We're getting down to the wire anyway, so it's like, I feel like at some point we're going to be...
At some point, we've got to have
get
proof,
caught. Yeah.
And we're going to be caught, and we're going to be able to... Even if we didn't have proof at this point, we have spoken evidence and witnesses, so we really should be just fine. And if we trusted our employer, we could approach with it. We could also get Astra's help in this matter if he was willing, if he doesn't have too much prejudice, against Julian.
I don't... So it also depends on your era and your type of king and how your system of basically monarchy works.
I know,
some people really will just be like, you don't get a witness. If I accuse you, you're done.
I know that Nadia is also desperate to clear things and, you know, make good with the public because she seems to have shut down the Colosseum, stopped a lot of trade and commerce, stopped interacting with her people or going out at all, and done generally nothing helpful.
It sounds like she's been depressed. Something's going on. Like, I don't, honestly, Nadia would be interesting to figure out as well, but I'm just like, we've seen her so little. I'm actually surprised.
And it also seems like she never goes out to the city since, you know, her husband's death.
Right? Besides, my knit robin suits me so much better, don't you think?
Yeah, and if it wouldn't get you killed, it'd be fine.
I'll just have to be especially careful to avoid being spotted. Lucky thing nobody else is here.
What if we just took off part of our outfit and tied it around your head to give you a little bit more support?
Right? Because
you know, hair wraps are a thing.
It's true. Speaking of here, where is this?
He doesn't even ask. Where? I stare up at the portraits lining the walls, all featuring the same handsome blonde man, all with their eyes gouged out. We're back in the beast's chamber, it's fine.
Yeah.
An oppressive weight seems to press all around us. I can't help but shiver. So, is this upstairs again, where they refurbished everything and set it up?
I don't think so. Right?
Yeah, we are. We're in Lucio's old
it.
wing. Well, apparently she didn't touch the outside, only the bedroom?
Or did something happen after they tried refurbishing it and that weird demon goatee thing is freaking out?
Or like the whole mist thing that knocked over the ladder just started causing problems.
Yeah, maybe.
Again, why is no one communicating with us? Oh, that's it.
Oh, cool.
All right. Well, thank you so much for joining us. That was fascinating. It was really nice to see Julian happy for a few minutes.
Like, dang, that was very nice.
The first time it was really just charming and sort of light. Huh. If you liked this series and you'd be interested in either telling your friends about it or commenting and sharing, we would love that.
Yeah, so this has been Scandal.
And I have been Lies. And it was great playing with you. Bye!